Thank you for coming, everybody. I am Mothers for Peace's long-term lawyer in NRC licensing and enforcement proceedings. I started working for Mothers for Peace in the 1990s. We've worked on safety issues, security issues, environmental issues. And I think if you were listening to the PUC today, you heard at least some of the commissioners talking about the importance of getting the NRC's review, first of all, of the safety of continued operation. And we also know that PG&E has just put a license renewal application in. Mothers for Peace has been concerned since this plant was built about the fact that it is built on a web of earthquake faults, that as more and more is learned about it, they see more the interconnection of the faults, and also the fact that there are faults underneath or very close to the plant that are what they call thrust faults, where if there is movement in the fault, the ground goes up and down as opposed to horizontal or strike slips faults, which is what PG&E has been assuming for a long time. Mothers for Peace has been trying to get the NRC to deal with these issues without success. And we have brought them up so far there's been a generic license renewal proceeding for that will cover all nuclear plants. There's a proposed generic finding that Diablo Canyon and all other nuclear plants are safe from earthquakes. We have a highly qualified and respected expert, Dr. Peter Bird, a professor of geology at UCLA, who is very concerned about PG&E's refusal to take seriously and really study the potential presence of thrust faults underneath the plant. And if you look at attachment 4 of the briefing paper, Dr. Bird gives a summary of his view of that. He has submitted testimony to the NRC. He submitted testimony to the PUC. And we plan to have Dr. Bird talk to anyone who has the power to make a decision about the future operation of Diablo Canyon. This is a very serious safety issue. If there's an earthquake that causes a loss of coolant accident and safety equipment fails, then you could have a serious accident. Which brings me to the next issue, which we really only learned about recently, although it's certainly problems have been known for some time. We've known for a long time that when Diablo Canyon was built, the pressure vessel that was installed in Unit 1 had problems with the chemical composition of the vessel, that it wasn't the most conducive to safe operation. Now, you would think that if that was the case, a company would up its monitoring of that pressure vessel. And what Mothers for Peace began to see as this whole issue of extended operation came up is that PG&E has been putting off inspections that were supposed to be made around 2009, 2010. And these are inspections of capsules inside the pressure vessel that would show the degree of embrittlement, and also ultrasound inspections, which were supposed to be done in 2015. We have been pushing them to do those without success. And we are now in federal court over it. And I would like to point out that in the PUC decision, the proposed decision by the administrative law judge, the judge decided not to consider the information that Dr. McDonald submitted about the extremely dangerous situation with a Unit 1 pressure vessel and what it could cost to repair it, or what it could cost if an accident were to occur and contamination were caused. And similarly, the judge did not consider the evidence that Dr. Bird presented on earthquake risk, another very costly item that could require extensive repairs, or that if an accident happened, could require a very expensive cleanup. And we have seen how much the costs are mounting at Fukushima. It's in the billions of dollars now. So after you've heard,
did he give any reason? Did he give a reason for not considering our testimony?
he said that it wasn't, he didn't think it was relevant to his decision, and it could be considered in the subsequent proceeding that's going to look at costs. But as our expert Peter Bradford said, the exercise of determining whether a nuclear plant or any kind of plant is prudent involves looking at the cost. And for whatever reason, this judge didn't do that. And if we have a message to give to you that we want you to take away here, is that, as Raul Conadina has told you, we are in a position in California where it is not necessary to keep running Diablo Canyon in order to keep the lights on in extremely bad, you heard it today, if you were listening to the PUC, they say they're worried about bad weather conditions. It is not necessary, and yet it is so dangerous. So there's so many unknowns about the risk, and it raises this fundamental question: why would you take a chance here if you don't need to? Why would you pull a plant out of its trajectory towards retirement? It was on its way to retirement. PG&E, I think one reason they didn't inspect the pressure vessel in 2022, which was one of the last times they were supposed to do it, was because they thought they were going to close it down. And now they're scrambling to justify keeping it open. Once you've had old cars, right, where you don't put money into it because you know you're going to buy a new car. That's what we're dealing with here, and we hope that sane minds will prevail. It isn't a done deal yet.
Right.
The ultimate decision has not been made.